suspect!
Coming to get you, Bobber.
Hi guys, my name's Barry and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Hellraiser Deader, which is the 7th movie in the Hellraiser franchise. Undercover journalist Amy gets into a new case. She watches a video of a girl killing herself and then being brought back to life with this kiss of life. Now straight off the bat, that doesn't sound like a Hellraiser movie whatsoever when you consider the first couple of Hellraiser movies, but with the way these Hellraiser movies are going just now, then you can kind of understand, again, this is not a Hellraiser movie. This is just a detective undercover style movie with Pinhead and the Cenobites plopped into it. Amy heads to Bucharest in Romania where this video took place to start her investigating, and then when she gets there, she finds another girl who was sitting almost in a frozen state, dead, with the puzzle box in her hand. She's now trying to figure out what's going on and how to stop it. But being the dafted that Amy is, she accidentally opens the puzzle box and then things start happening to her. She then goes into this state-like dream where she doesn't know if things are reality or if things are a nightmare, just like A Nightmare on Elm Street, just like previous movies in this Hellraiser franchise. At this point we can tell where these movies are going. Somebody will open up the box, they don't know if they're going to be in a dream or if they're in the real world, and then we find out at the end possibly that it was real life all along and they were living this hell. It's very predictable. In this one, Amy is in a race against time to solve the puzzle before she dies. Where does Pinhead or any of the other Cenobites come into this movie? I've absolutely no idea. Pinhead and the Cenobites come into this randomly near the end and take on this random guy. This random guy then happens to be related to the toy maker from Hellraiser Bloodline. We get the same final kill as usual with all the chains get into the body and the face and they die in the same manner that we've always seen. Being the 7th movie in the franchise, there's something that annoys me with Pinhead is he's great when he's there, but he's easily defeated in all of the movies, this one especially. So nothing changes at the end here. When I started watching the movie, it looked very dated for a movie that's supposed to be out in 2005. And the reason for that is because this movie and the next movie, Hellworld, they were both filmed back to back with the movie previously, Hellraiser Hellseeker. So it was like a mini trilogy that was filmed back in 2002. So this is a 2002 movie that wasn't released until 2005. I don't know why it took so long for this one and the next one to be released. They should have all got released around 2002 and 2003. So it's like this mini trilogy, and that's why they all look and feel the same. I think with the semi-success of Hellraiser Inferno, when I say success, I mean the quality of the film. I think that's what they tried to do with these movies. They took more detective style films that weren't Hellraiser movies, of course, and then put them into this Hellraiser franchise to try and run on the success or some sort of success for Hellraiser Inferno and go with that. So these movies have turned into these detective movies that at first they were okay for Inferno, but then when we get the same storyline over and over and over again, it becomes boring and repetitive. And even though they tried to do something different with the Hellraiser franchise, it just felt like more of the same at this point because we've seen it time and time again. This is the 3rd movie in the franchise now that has that detective work going on. I know that we got it a little bit in Hellraiser 2, but not to the point where it took over the storyline, because we still had Kirsty at that point. We still had Pinhead, we still had the original characters, but in this one, it's completely different characters every time now. And it's just a running joke. It's like something from the Sci-Fi Channel, something that you wouldn't want to watch. And then when Pinhead comes on, you kind of forget that it's a Hellraiser movie. And then Pinhead comes and goes so fast, you're like, what was the point in that? So guys, I didn't like this movie one bit. The acting was bad. The situation that they got themselves in was bad. The storyline was bad. The CGI was bad. The practical effects was almost non-existent. And even when they were, I was already bored at this point. Pinhead couldn't save the movie. The Cenobites couldn't save the movie. They weren't in it enough. I've got nothing good to say about this film at all. The only good thing, no, in fact, I can't even make it up. There's no good thing about this film. This was one of the worst films in the franchise. Now, I'm not saying this is the worst one so far, and I'm not saying this is going to be the worst film in the franchise, but leading up to this point, I think this is probably going to be one of the most forgettable films in this series. Anyway guys, what are your thoughts on this film? Do you like it? Is it one of the worst films in the franchise? Leave your comments down below, let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.